Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is Tyler here, bringing you some more Madden 24 gameplay. That is right. And today, we have episode 1 of my Madden 24 franchise mode here. And yeah, man, we're going to get the series going. The team reveal here, followed by an introduction and little, season preview and whatnot. So it took me a little while to figure out which team I wanted to be. And when it came down to it, man, I was worried about, how many other YouTubers were doing these teams and whatnot, but at the end of the day, there's so many YouTubers that they're all the teams are going to be done, so it's just the way of the road. So at the end of the day, I just picked the team that I most wanted to do, the situation that I liked the most. And yeah, man, without further ado, let's get into it, man. My Madden 24 franchise team reveal, here it is. The Atlanta Falcons, baby. Here we go. It's about time we get this going, man. We're going to be starting off in week 1 of the regular season, man. Definitely don't want to waste no time in the preseason here, of course. We will, dive into that in the offseason and whatnot, in future years going forward. But here, man, we'll start in week 1 here with the Atlanta Falcons. See what we can do to, shape this team and get it into, good winning form. Yeah, I mean, we're just going to, be the head coach, of course. And I'm not going to make one. We'll just, take over with good old Arthur Smith here. So here we go, man. I am very excited to get this going. With that being said, I will say it is probably going to be another week until you see us in this week 1 action, man, because I still got to wait for those week 1 rosters. That roster update has not fully went all the way through yet. They have a lot of the stuff in already, but with practice squads and whatnot still getting figured out, I just got to wait until we get those final week 1 rosters available on the game, man, and that's when we'll, get into the gameplay with it and whatnot, man. But either way, figured, revealing the squad today, and we'll, take a look at that team and, talk about some of the players and whatnot and some of my focuses for this first year and whatnot. And then, we'll wrap it up looking at the schedule. So taking a look at our squad, best player is right guard Chris Lindstrom, man. So definitely nice to have that there on the interior O-line. And then Jesse Bates, the best defensive player we have at 91 overall, the free safety, man. He is a very good, still pretty young player as well. So definitely a couple guys here that we will definitely want to keep around for a while, followed by another young man, Kyle Pitts, the tight end, very good at receiving, man. So nice big body, big target for our quarterbacks. AJ Terrell, another young player, man. Lots of young guys on this team, so definitely something I like to see, something we can build with. There's a couple of vets, of course, mixed in there as well. Of course, on the D-line next up with Grady Jarrett and Calais Campbell. A couple of guys that have been good for quite some time now. So definitely expect a lot of pressure from those guys up front. Of course, Cordarrelle Patterson, good weapon there in the return game and can, make some plays out of the backfield as a runner and in the passing game as well. The O-line is led by left tackle Jake Matthews, man. So he's been in the league for about 10 years now. So led by him there up front. And then, of course, another running back, our starter, the rookie, first-round pick, Bijan Robinson. Definitely looking forward to seeing what we can do with him. And then, of course, at receiver, we have second-year player Drake London, man. He's a solid guy out of USC. So, we got some nice young talent to work around, but still some development to be made. As you can see, we are already getting to the players under 80 overall here, man. Another solid running back with Tyler Algier, second year out of BYU, man. And then you see another tackle there, Caleb McGarry at 78, man. So, yeah, it's, decent little squad to start with, man. Lots of youth here. A couple vets, on the defensive side especially. Quarterback, of course, is a very important position. And, I mean, hey, if we want to win a Super Bowl, we're going to have to figure something out here, man, because Desmond Ridder, guy that they drafted a couple years ago in the second round, a lot of question marks if he's going to be our guy, man, and we'll have to see if he's able to develop into that type of guy in this first season, man, but I'm not sure. He's 24 years old, so still some time to develop, and we'll see if he's able to, make some progress this year. Backed up by Taylor Heineke, a guy that I actually like a lot, man. He is 30 years old, though, so just a backup at this point, man. We may have to go to him if Ridder struggles here in the first year, but Ridder's going to have a loose leash, man. We really got to find out if he's going to be our guy. Now, remember, these rosters aren't fully updated yet, so some of these things will change, and some of these guys will be on the practice squad. So then running back, again, we already touched on all of these players, man. We should be pretty much set at this position for quite some time with Robinson and Algier both being very young, man, and Patterson, he's a vet, but not too worried about that, man, as Bijan will be the lead runner. The rest of the receiving crew behind Drake London includes Mac Hollins, first year in Atlanta, coming over from the Raiders. And you got Scotty Miller, man. He played with the Bucks for a few years. Then also Kadarius Hodge and Penny Hart. So definitely a position here that we might have to look at in the future to try to upgrade. Of course, Drake London is a young guy that we will look to, keep around, of course, for quite some time. But definitely got to get some more talent around him at this position. I do like, the players that we have for now, but definitely got to look to get some upgrades going forward. Tight end, of course, Kyle Pitts we already touched on. He's going to be here for quite some time. Most likely we'll re-sign him whenever that time does come. Followed by Jonnu Smith and John Fitzpatrick there. Now, Jonnu Smith, his age is 28, so in the next couple of years he will probably start to decline. But as a number 2 guy, we'll take that for now. He's a pretty solid option there. But if anything were to happen to Kyle Pitts, man, we definitely might have to look to make a move at that tight end spot. Jake Matthews, man, really good left tackle there, leading the way on our O-line. And then we are kind of weak in the middle, man, left guard and center. Couple spots where we may need to upgrade in the future. But luckily, at right guard, helping out that interior, is Chris Lindstrom, the best player on this Atlanta Falcons team, man. And like I said, he is still kind of young as well, only going into his 5th year. Definitely going to have to look to keep him around going forward. McGarry on the right side as well is pretty solid. So at the O-line, I think they'll be all right to start, but definitely going to have to try to upgrade it in a spot or two if we really want to, be able to fully use Bijan to his full abilities, man. Got to have the block set up well for him so that way he's not getting crushed in the backfield. Got to be able to protect whatever quarterback we have as well. Left end man, David Onyemata. He's pretty solid, man. Getting up there in age, though, hitting 30, so he'll probably start to regress soon. So we'll probably have to look to add some D linemen going forward as you look at right end as well, man. Both guys in their 30s. Campbell probably in his final year or two of his career. And then Grady Jarrett, man, he's been nice for the Falcons for quite some time now. I'm sure he'll probably, finish his career here as well. But would like to look to get some youth on the defensive line. And you look to D-tackle, man, definitely some question marks here. A couple of younger guys, but just not looking too good at those spots, man. So we'll probably see Campbell shifted over to the defensive tackle spot for the most part. And then we'll see some other guys rotate in to see if they can, possibly progress at all into something. But other than that, we'll definitely have to look to add some D linemen, some youth going forward. And then at the linebacker spots, man, you got Bud Dupree on one edge, man. So he's getting up in there. He's getting up there in age at this point. So another position that we're gonna have to look at going forward on the right side as well. You have Lorenzo Carter. He is only 27 though, and pretty solid option there. So he most likely, as long as he plays well, will be sticking around. Middle linebacker, another spot that we are pretty weak at, man. So definitely some question marks on the defensive side of the ball, man. Definitely need to get some youth on that D-line, and then just need some better options here at the linebacker spots, man. And when you go into the secondary, we got the young corner, A.J. Terrell, man. He is very, very good. And, of course, they picked up Jeff Okudah from the Lions in the offseason. And then Mike Hughes is there as well. So pretty solid 3 corners there. Even Trey Flowers, 5 years of experience, man, out of Oklahoma State. He is pretty solid as, a 4th option. So at corner, I'm feeling pretty good, man. Lots of youth here in the top 3 spots. So should be able to, as long as they progress, should be able to stick with these guys going forward. And then at free safety, of course, led by Jesse Bates, the best defensive player on this team. Definitely looking to keep him around for quite some time. Of course, he played with the Bengals for a while, and over here with us now in Atlanta, looking to lead the way in that secondary. And then at strong safety, we got Richie Grant, solid player entering his 3rd year out of UCF. Another guy we're going to have to look at, man. He's 25, 77 overall. We'll see, how he progresses this year. And, we'll find out if he's going to be our guy at this spot or not going forward. But, yeah, man, that's pretty much it for the team. Of course, the kicker is Koo. He's been there for quite some time now. And he's pretty solid, man. Punter, Bradley Pinion. But yeah, man, let me know what you think of that squad, man, as we head into year one. Definitely got to figure out if Ritter's going to be the quarterback of the future or not. And if not, man, probably going to have to look in the draft, so scouting will be key. So at the beginning, you can take a look at your scouts here, man, and you can fire scouts and then hire ones to replace them. And you can see, their position expertise here and, which region you have them assigned to and whatnot. So, of course, we want to have somebody that has quarterback as their primary expertise, which we have right here. And we even have another guy with quarterback as their secondary expertise. So that's pretty good, man. We definitely want to be able to get the right set of eyes on some QBs, man, because that may be somewhere we have to look in this next draft. But yeah, man, also, take a look at offensive tackle, interior O-line. That's another position that, I talked about, wanting to upgrade on that interior on the O-line. So definitely want to pay attention to your scouts and see, make sure you got the right scouts based on what positions they will be looking at. I still have to, wait for the rosters, like I said, so I'm not even going to finalize this yet, but just figured I'd speak on it, and I'll show, what I've, finalized, when I do the actual file and whatnot in about a week, once we have those week one rosters. Looking at the franchise staff, man, of course they have the actual head coaches, but the coordinators, I believe, are just generated, and then you have a player personnel tab as well. So I really like this because you can select game day goals for each coordinator, each coach and whatnot. As you can see here, the head coach, you have different goals that you can set each week, and you just select whatever one, and you get different rewards based on, how hard each, selection is. And like I said, you have that selection for head coach and then each coordinator as well. So make sure you pay attention to these each week and make sure you have the right goals selected, and you work to get those goals so you can earn these franchise points. Weekly game plan, of course, one as well. It's all the same, man. Just pick your goals for each week, man. These are very important. Like I said, man, getting those points, that way you can earn different things throughout your season. Also, the talent trees, man. If you were around back in the NCAA dynasty days, back in 2014, 2013, man, the talent trees were all the way back then pretty good, man. And they finally brought something like that to Madden, so just figured I'm not going to really mess with anything too much here, but those franchise points, as I was talking about previously, that you can earn, as you can see we have 29 to start. That's what you use to upgrade these different spots on the tree. So you can see it's 20 franchise points for Not All Is Lost, or different ones are different amount of points, and you just select which ones you want to upgrade, and that's how you can give different boosts to your players with each coach, man. So depending on which ones you upgrade, you'll be able to boost different attributes for different position groups on your team. So of course you have that talent tree for your head coach, and you also have them for your coordinators as well, and even for the player personnel tab. So definitely something that I'm very looking forward to dive into this season, man. Very glad that they finally got something like this in the Madden, man. So definitely looking forward to diving into these talent trees. We'll go ahead and finish things off by checking out our schedule for this 2023-2024 season, man. We will kick things off at home, taking on our division rival, the Carolina Panthers, man, followed up by a game against the Packers. Then we're at the Lions, at the Jaguars. I believe that game is actually over in London. And then we play the Texans and Commanders. Then we're at the Buccaneers and Titans. We host the Vikings. Then we're at the Cardinals. Then we get our bye week in week 11. Then we play the Saints. We're at the Jets. Play the Buccaneers. Then we're at the Panthers versus the Colts. And then we end the year with 2 games on the road at the Bears and at the Saints, man. So pretty solid schedule, man. It's not super tough, but also not super easy. It looks like outside of our division, we pull the NFC North along with the AFC South, and then we get the Commanders from the NFC East. We also get the Cardinals from the West. But yeah, man, let me know in the comments down below what your expectations are for the Falcons here in year one. On the sports books, man, they have their win total set at 8.5, which is actually a little bit higher than I expected. I thought it'd be like 6.5 or 7.5. But the NFC South is kind of a weaker division this year, man. I think the Saints probably win the division. And other than that, it's kind of wide open. These teams might just beat up on each other. So I'm not sure what goal I'll actually set here, man. But I just figured I'd look at it as, we have the season schedule there on the left. I think it's reasonable for us to, win at least 6 or 7 games here, man. I'm thinking we split all of our division games and possibly lose both to the Saints. But other than that, I think we split them all. I think we can win games against teams like the Bears and the Texans. It'll be tough to play teams like the Vikings and the Jets. Should be able to beat the Cardinals, but who knows really what, direction they're going this year, man. The Colts, another team that has a lot of question marks. So this season really could go a lot of different ways, man. But yeah, just comment below. Let me know if you think we'll go over or under that 8.5 wins. So do you think we get 8 or less, or do we hit 9 or more? And even if we hit 9 at 9-8, I feel like that doesn't even guarantee the playoffs unless we win the division at 9-8, which is very doable in this NFC South this year. So yeah, just let me know in the comments if you think we'll be over or under that 8.5 win total. I think it's probably going to be more like 7 or 8 wins. Really depends on how well Desmond Ridder plays, because if you ain't got a quarterback, man, it's hard to win ball games. You really have to lean on the defense at that point, which we do have a lot of question marks, especially in that linebacking core. So yeah, man, I'm really not sure how this first season will go. It'll be interesting to see, how the year unfolds and, what kind of things that we can do to solve any issues going forward in future seasons. That's pretty much going to wrap it up, man. I appreciate everyone for tuning in here for the first episode of my Madden 24 franchise series here, starring the Atlanta Falcons, man. The team reveal, I think it went pretty well, and I hope everyone enjoyed. If you did, slap that like button for me. I appreciate it a lot. Stay tuned. Next week is when we will have gameplay, week 1, as we take on NFC South rival Carolina Panthers. Make sure you come back for that, man. Should be a good one as we start this franchise off. Year 1. Let's see what we can do with this Falcons team, man. Thanks again for watching. Like the video. Appreciate it a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Have a nice day. Peace.